Hey guys, I've been developing this multi-agent application and I've been learning a lot, and I want to share two tips that I've learned so far. This orchestrating via LLM and orchestrating via code. I found that there's not one or the other. I've used both actually. So let me dive into that actually. So orchestrating via an agent is nothing more than you specifying multiple different agents that have specific functionality or specific roles. And then you have this one orchestrator agent that I'm showing here, and its job is just to route to these very specific agents. So you can see here that I have this introduction agent, concepts agent, integration agent, and so on and so on. These are wrapped as tools inside this case, and this agent here is has these as agents as tools, and all its job is, this guy being the orchestrator agent, is just to decide which of the agents it should route to. So this is a very powerful technique, as it's kind of like modularizing code in regular software engineering, where you make these very small specific agents, right? And they can do one thing very well, right? And now, instead of code actually determining which path you go down, you have this orchestrator agent, this LLM routing, if you will, that does that for you, and it just picks it. So that's how this orchestration is done via the LLM. What they're talking about there is just having this one agent that then decides what of the other smaller agents to go to. Very simple, easy way to do this stuff. And I found this to be good for chatting, like once you're talking to the human on the other side. It works well inside this. I've used this technique there, but this orchestrated via code. This is more powerful when you have like workflow type of styles, and you want deterministic code to inspect structured outputs. And so this is the more complex stuff. So let me show you what I mean a little bit here. I'm going to show you that example here. So inside this one right here is actually a call to an LLM. It's passing in this prompt here, and it gets back a structured result. So upon that structured result, what I'm doing is allowing my deterministic code, this validate method, to inspect that structured response, right? And then make some decisions about this. Inside this case, is it valid or not? And while it's not valid, then it is orchestrating, if you will, my deterministic code is now orchestrating back to the same agent. Actually, we call the same agent inside this case when it's not valid. It's basically saying, hey, this part is screwed up. I've detected that. And it's all deterministic code. And so that's really good. It's really powerful. You get really fine grained stuff there. And what I found here too, another side tip, maybe not too much related to orchestrating agents, is that even inside a part where it's more of a workflow style, it actually pays to have multi-turn application. So you can see here that this is the first turn. Like this is like, hey, I'm sorry, here, this call right here is the first turn to my LLM. And again, I'm going until it's valid, if you will. But I didn't try to do everything all at once. And actually, I did in the beginning. But what I found was, if I can break down these prompts into more specific ones, then I can and have multi-turn conversation, even if it's not a human that's doing the multi-turn, but my deterministic code that is then calling the next agent, if you will. That has been a powerful technique. So on this one here, let's see here, where that multi-turn is happening is here. We go ahead and we are calling this LLM prompt based on the first one, based on the first response that I got after it was all valid. It's calling here. Again, I was doing both at the same time, I found that that single turn way of doing things didn't really work out. So multi-turn, having structured results, inspecting, and having my deterministic code actually orchestrate what to do next was a very powerful technique, especially when it was something complex, not as easy as just giving a response back to the user. And what else I found actually inside doing this orchestrated via code technique is that it really helped inside my evals. So in my evals, I was able to actually, let me see if I can, let me see, I'm reading this stuff as we go here. So this, let me show you. This is just a measurement. Yes. So right here is valid. So if you remember from that previous code, I just had a check where it checks if it's valid or not. And then if it wasn't valid, then I would go ahead and invoke that LLM again. So inside here, all in my evals, I don't want to call that LLM multiple times. I would prefer it to get it right the first time, if you will. So if it's not valid, I fail this eval, right? I give this a bad score. And all I'm calling out here is that this deterministic code being able to like validate and stuff like that, like regular code, if you will, actually lends its hand in evals. So this was a really great way, multi-turn, having deterministic code, do the orchestration. That all really helped me. Let me know. I know it went a little quick over this stuff. I'm interested. I'm trying to learn myself. I'm still very much a newbie. I think we're all newbies inside this stuff. Let me know your thoughts on any of this. Let's connect if you're trying to build these multi agent apps. Yeah, thanks for listening.